Hello, my name is Jordan Campbell.
Megan O'Brien.
My name is Peggy Collins. I am a member of the Music Expo team.
For this project, our team selected to take on the task of planning a fandom convention, but not just any fandom convention, but a music convention. A fandom convention, if you don't know, is a large, organized gathering of fans dedicated to a specific genre, franchise, or form of entertainment, and not to mention today and yesterday's top artists and groups signing autographs, meeting their fans, and connecting with people. A music fan convention, or what we are calling MusicCon, would be a successful project in the real world because it taps into the universal passion for music across diverse genres, cultures, and fan bases. Music has the unique ability to create strong emotional connections, and fans often seek ways to deepen their engagement beyond just listening. MusicCon would offer fans the opportunity to connect with fellow enthusiasts, explore exclusive content, participate in live performances and Q&As, meet industry professionals, and celebrate the artists they love. Music fandom spans generations, making this event appealing to a wide range of people, spanning age groups and genres, helping attract more fans and ensuring success.
So for the target market of our Music Convention Expo, we're looking for a wide variety of people. And actually, we think that this will be a pretty easy thing to market to people of all stripes in the music industry. We have music fans, so the hardcore fans who will go to everything that their favorite bands are taking part in, as well as casual enthusiasts. The ability to come and go from a convention and see things as needed really does shift it into the realm of the casual observer as well. And collectors, because we plan on having a vendor market where paraphernalia, collectible items, and special convention events exclusives will be available. We think collectors would love to take part in this, as well as selling their own wares. Industry professionals, so musicians and artists, obviously a place to be seen and connect. In our online world, we seem to be more connected than ever. However, we're really missing that human connection, that opportunity to actually talk to people in real life. And so being able to meet on the convention floor in the green rooms or in various workshops, our industry professionals are really going to get a chance to get a leg up and connect in real time with real people. Producers and sound engineers, more opportunities. The more people you know, the more opportunities you have. When you meet people at conventions, it's a lot different than meeting people online. It's more organic and tends to have more far-reaching outcomes when it comes to networking. Record label representatives, as well as indie producers, having the opportunity to talk about production and working on things together. Maybe setting up different ways to make music and with people you've never done it with before. We're also hoping to grab content creators and influencers. We do recognize that social media plays a huge role in exposure for both our event as well as all of our participants. Our event is meant to enhance participants' scale of recognition. So by bringing on social media influencers, music bloggers, vloggers, and podcasters, what we'll be doing is really enhance one's experience and paying it forward. Media and press, so journalists and reporters, photographers and videographers. Music always makes for good shots, so what an opportunity to bring in some extra media, especially in a time where our media industry is being a bit condensed. Local community and businesses will definitely be enhanced by all of the participants, by the acts that we're bringing in, and by the sheer volume of community connections. And we want to engage with them on our convention floor as well by having local vendors and artisans, a little bit of an alley or a part of the floor where they can sell their music related wares as well. And then the general public, we'd love for walk-in traffic, tourists and visitors, families and friends, a weekend out to go see some music and see famous people, see new people, to really capitalize on that idea of finding new and exciting acts to work with or listen to is a great opportunity to do that.
To touch on the project charter, Our convention aims to create a fun and immersive experience for not just music lovers, but also industry professionals. We're also hoping to support local businesses and attract visitors from the surrounding areas. Our objective is not just to make a well-organized, highly attended, or profitable expo, but to create a truly immersive experience for music lovers in the area. And we'll aim to meet the target number of attendees and achieve the projected revenue from ticket sales and vendor participation and generate favorable media and social media coverage. As for the scope statement, you will see that we hope to find a middle ground between a new and upcoming convention and something bigger like Fan Expo. As you can see within our slides, some of the deliverables include a written plan for the project, contracts for guest security maintenance, a successful music convention. Of course, there are also boundaries that we need to keep in scope and out of scope of. Some of the more in scope stuff that we do find ourselves being able to achieve is finding funding for the convention and hopefully having a successful convention, keeping a written plan for this convention, and having a moderately good attendance. Some out of scope things are more on the budget side that we don't have control of other than through funding. This includes being as attended as Fan Expo, self-fundings, or advertising outside of our chosen budget. Finally, we have to keep in mind that there are some exclusions to ideas we have, such as we cannot commit to a yearly convention until we know that this one was successful. We also can have not too many major guests that would go beyond our budget. Like I said, the scope statement mostly is there to keep us in budget and on track for this project. Looking at our schedule, you can see that we have a lot of things planned out for how they will go down. Most importantly, that it is done months in advance, which is a very important part to keep on time as we discussed in the scope statement. We want to keep on a tight timeline to keep this project moving forward and to make sure everything runs smoothly on the time of day. You will also see that we have our hires laid out, when to hire, and in doing so, after that, we will edit the schedule to have those hires know when they are done for their job. We also include some rehearsals and tech runs 1 to 2 weeks beforehand. These schedule rehearsals will make sure that the convention runs smoothly. Just like everything else, we want to make sure with the scope statement, schedule, budgeting, and the rest of these things we will lay out in the proposal today, that we keep this thing running smoothly. And even after, as you can see in the post events, we have takedown and cleanup, post-event analysis, thank you notes, and final financial reporting included as per to make everything run smoothly even after the convention has closed for the week. For this budget, we are assuming that we are doing a full 4 days, just like most conventions such as Fan Expo, and that days are made up of 8 hours. This budget could change drastically if any of that were to change. So it is good to keep that in mind when we go through this budget. But touching on the location, that will be at around $500K. This is due to the cost of space being taken up for a convention. Moving on to guests and talent, we are putting $200K to that. This is in the case that we hope to have 2 bigger guests that will mostly go around $50 to $100K. That leaves room for some smaller up-and-coming artists, and as we touched on the project charter, we hope to have some local artists as well join us for the convention who will probably only be in around the $5K margin. The next number we have is the event staff fees at $22K. This budget is very high, but it is still within our margin as we were just hoping not to surpass the $1 million mark.
So obviously we know that there are risks in any event, and here are risk and mitigation strategies for the Music Convention Expo. Number 1 is low attendance. We will try to combat this with a strong marketing plan, giving ourselves lots of time to get the word out there and making sure that we make appropriate contacts with the right media to get seen. Dropouts, so securing early commitments with contracts and penalties. And having a good backup list of vendors, sponsors, and guests. Technical failure, we'll work with experienced people. We can never guarantee that technical failures won't happen. They happen all the time. But we will work with people who are good at responding on the fly and have experience in this kind of situation. Health and safety concerns are obviously one of our biggest ones. We'll work with local authorities. We have a detailed safety plan on-site medical staff, and clear signage. Negative publicity, we will just make sure that our content aligns with our event values, and we'll also have someone with PR experience on hand in case there is any sort of crisis intervention or crisis communication needed. Security threats, we will develop a comprehensive security plan with law enforcement and a private security firm, including bag checks and surveillance. With these in place, we feel that we can run a fairly risk-averse event and have some fun doing it. So what did we learn working as a team? Working as a group online presents its own set of challenges. I, for one, really love working with people in person. Working online requires a lot of scheduling and planning outside of regular meetings, and making sure that we're all on board and we all understand what the expectations are. I have learned to stay ahead of schedule as much as possible and to follow through on the things that I have said I'm going to do so that my team is not let down by me.
Working as a team can be challenging, especially when the team is in different locations. Delegating and assigning tasks are key to achieving success, but things don't always go as planned. Stuff happens and can throw a well-organized plan off track. I have learned that flexibility is essential to getting the plan back on track.
One thing I learned from doing this project with my team was knowing how to use everybody's strengths to the best of our abilities. An example of this is I was definitely more comfortable with budgeting stuff. Therefore, I put a lot of my work predominantly towards the budget section, and my other two teammates worked very hard on the sections that I might have had more weakness in, and in the long run, I believe that really, really helped.
What did I learn from the assignment? I learned I probably never want to plan a music expo. It's so much work. It's so stressful. I really, going into it, I didn't conceive of the magnitude of all the different pieces we would have to think about in bringing so many people in. I have coordinated illustration and book conferences, but there's not crowds rushing in to see us. We're so nerdy and quiet. We never really have to worry too much about security or any of those things. We worry about paying our guests and feeding them. So I learned a lot more about risks and managing those risks in this process.
Taking on a project of this size, I quickly realized that it was not possible to truly organize a convention such as this with such a small group. A large team would need to be involved to address and plan all the nuances that go along with a convention of this size.
As for the assignment itself, I think my biggest takeaway from it is that making a project is difficult, especially one as big as we chose. And for that reason, I think I've learned even more of how important it is to keep things like scope statements, schedules, and budgeting to make sure you don't encounter scope creep when trying to do your project, no matter how big or how small. And I think just having that understanding of project management will always be important in the career, no matter what career you choose.
We are excited to introduce to you Music Expo, a multi-day immersive event that will bring together music fans, industry professionals, and creators for an unforgettable experience. This is a huge opportunity that no one should miss out on, and we're looking for investors like you to make this happen. Music has always played a vital role in society because it connects people emotionally, culturally, and socially. In today's world, music continues to be important as a form of expression and communication, reflecting the diverse experiences and values of individuals and communities. Historically, music has been a powerful way to tell stories and preserve traditions, bringing people together and inspiring social change. Music is the universal language. Whether for personal reflection or collective action, music has the ability to transcend time and place and be an integral part of the human experience. So let's collaborate and create the music event of the year. Welcome to MusicCon.